All right. Hello, everybody. Coming straight from inside of a roach, of course, praising our recent roach games that we've been seeing. I'm not sure if this boy is a roach winner, though, as we are casting a big series between the now head of the Shopify Rebellion's esports department and semi-retired, yet still incredibly high level, 6.3k on the EU ladder, Zerg Pro Gamer, the Wunderwunsch, the creative Dr. Dario. It is TLO. And his opponent in the bottom left, this is none other than the British Bonzo. That's right, the man who represents the Queen in the worst way possible by trying to pour hot scalding tea on his opponents. It is, of course, none other than DEMUSLIM. DEMUSLIM playing Terran in the bottom left and TLO in the top right. So cool to see two, essentially, casters who are still like 6.3k on the EU ladder, 6.2k, 6.4k sometimes. Essentially, they're up there in that top 100 of GM. I don't really know. It's probably top 50 of GM even, but very, very high up on the EU ladder and still competing. So this apparently was a banger of a match. I've been getting a lot of hot tips from different streamers as well as different viewers of people's streams saying, dude, you got to watch this game and cast it. It was a real fun one. So I had this one sent in and I'm very curious to see exactly what goes down. I think it's going to be good because it might be a little off meta. When you've got washed up commentators like these two old dogs fighting, it's not necessarily going to be exactly the same as a Rain or Maru level, but let's be real, to our shitty, indistinguishable peasant eyeballs, I think it could be a lot more interesting because they're more likely to be playing things like mech, to play weird, different styles. I mean, TLO known for like, hey, here's roaches, now here's mutas, now here's swarm hosts, now here's triple Nidus worm. Like, it's going to be weird shit on all sides, no doubt. And I mean, TLO, of course, basically a fan of finding weird little ways of taking advantage of his opponents and a big player who just wants to do cool, creative things in his games. DEMUSLIM, on the other hand, I think he really does specialize in probably being salty because he is a Terran player. And that's why I think he's honestly more Terran than most other players out there. He's basically just very unhappy about the other races at most times and does think that the Terran Empire, much like the British Empire, is the most superior people in the entire world. Does end up blocking that gas geyser and does take a base up to the top left-hand side as well. TLO is going to have to cancel that and rebuild it if he wants to keep the drone alive. There we go. Nicely done. So can just hide in an extractor and keep doing that, keep the Reaper occupied. Decides to send his 4 Lings out across the map. Maybe, I think he's hoping to be on the opposite side of the Reaper and to catch it when Ling speed finishes from behind. So often the Reaper waits right to about 320 and then starts going home. And most players do delay their Ling speed, but TLO's actually made his Ling speed immediately when his pool finished. He's going to have it finishing very early, and he's already got 12 more Lings, so he's going to do a bit of a Ling flood. TLO's still keeping that drone alive behind this. Hellion production does start up, but it's delayed Hellion production because there was a very quick third command center. Now that Reaper is actually being spotted by this. TLO sends just 4 Lings out to kill the Reaper. DEMUSLIM. Oh, nice bounce. Will buy a little bit of time. The other Lings are going to run out across this map. Lots of Lings coming out. And that Reaper does go down. Here we go. He's thinking about going in, but TLO really wants to surround in these early Hellions. And those Hellions rallied very far in front. DEMUSLIM. Oh my god, DEMUSLIM, get out of there, get out of there. Get back up the ramp. Okay, good pullback by Benny. But oh god, there's a lot of Zerglings coming in. There's more Zerglings that can go for the natural mineral line. SCVs are pulled. Oh, those Hellions though, plus the SCVs creating a nice little shield block for them. The SCVs and mules on the low ground stack up there, which does allow those Hellions to cover them from the high ground, but they are all going to fall nonetheless. This is a pretty successful run by for TLO. 6 SCVs, mules, mining time gets a bit of damage done there for 11 Zerglings. Still has a Ling map presence and can go back into creep spread and queens now. You can see that creep spread very delayed initially, but because the Hellions are kind of pinned back, definitely has a chance to blossom from here. Now, DEMUSLIM was planning to get up the 2-on-1 after the third command center, but has decided, okay, to be safe, I need to build a few more Hellions. So this barracks isn't producing, just waiting for the factory to get these 2 Hellions out, then he'll swap it over, and he'll use the factory to build a reactor over here, which the starport will swap onto. So really nice play here from DEMUSLIM, just adjusting and adapting to the circumstances. Meanwhile, TLO is actually opening up the front here for a potential big attack through the middle later on, and that's a nice way of keeping the Terran guessing about what's going to be happening next. DEMUSLIM landing that third base. Baneling Nest does go down behind this, as well as the double evolution chamber. TLO taking a second gas, but his drone count's a little slow, and This is a problem for TLO, is he actually scouted this build order, but he didn't realize. Second barracks means starport's really late, means you don't need spore crawlers. Oh, that being said, he only built one. I thought he built them in every base. Just one spore is not too bad. But TLO's building a lot more lings very early off a rather small economy, and I mean, that is trademark TLO play, isn't it? It never is big on the economy, always about having more units on the map and more tactics, but definitely lacking about 8 workers on minerals, maybe 10 actually across all 3 bases. So he's not quite at 3 bases, more like 2.5 of saturation. That being said, DEMUSLIM has only now got that 3rd down and is a little supply blocked himself. It's a bit messy on both sides as that early ling attack screws up the follow-up for DEMUSLIM. And TLO very well prepared. He'd love these Hellions to dive, but they see a few Zerglings and they wisely pull back. If they dove in there, that's exactly what TLO wanted. He would have surrounded them, killed them, and done a really quick ling counterattack across the map to punish. 1-1 upgrades miles ahead for TLO, adding a few more drones, a spore crawler to each base, just in case there is a delayed Banshee that comes out after all of this, and he's going to be working his way forwards. What do we got? Tanks building now as well. Still only 2 barracks, though, for DEMUSLIM, so I'm a little surprised he hasn't powered up a little bit into a few more barracks, but I guess he's still just getting all of his upgrades going. Hits another supply block on 77, but depots are going to be finishing in a moment. And there we go. Got a little stim Hellbat, or Hellion timing, I should say. There's no armory just yet. Going to get a few of these creep tumors. One queen does go down. Uh-oh. Oh, those lings get a nice surround. Good angle here for TLO. And he wrecks that push. 5 Marines do get out of there safely with their lives intact, but that 3rd base, DEMUSLIM wisely just pulls the SCVs back, says, and then he actually sends more SCVs out. I don't know if that's the right move. Get him out of there. Oh my god, Ben. Oh my god, DEMUSLIM, very dangerous, but I guess he's got the tank on the high ground. He knows he can wedge the Marines in the mineral line. So, it will be enough. Will be enough. The tank just going out to about there. Infestation Pit goes down behind this, so TLO's actually going to be playing straight up to Hive by the looks of it. He's very low on gas, so I think Fast Ultras is the name of the game. But TLO's economy is so low, he's looking for some sort of kill move here. I'm really surprised at how low TLO's economy is, right? This is TLO in a nutshell. He's winning all the engagements. He's like wrecking the skirmishes, but it comes at a cost. If you always want to have this many units on the map, it's not free. It does cost you. Ling Bane going for the wraparound. He's getting, oh, nice focus fire from DEMUSLIM. One Baneling does get a connection, but look at that, getting a lot of SCVs in that mineral line. Just a handful of Lings went into the mineral line. He does kill quite a few of them, bringing it up to 16. Was it worth it though? I think overall, yeah. Looks like even units lost still. Just pretty good for TLO. And he's actually trying to play a 60 drone ultra style. What the hell? This is bizarre. He's going to try and run up the natural. Oh, the depot does get up just in time. I mean, some people say DEMUSLIM is old and washed up, but if there's one thing that he does not struggle with, it is getting it up in time. People say, no, your reactions, you know, your virility just isn't quite there. Your endurance fails. But with DEMUSLIM, there is one thing he's always proud of, and that's he's very organized with getting that depot up. He doesn't actually control group it, but I think he keeps a camera location there so that he can quickly jump there and just instantly get in the zone to lift that one up firmly and block his opponent's efforts. 2-2 upgrades are way ahead still, or at least the Carapace is for TLO. Carapace, the most important upgrade to stop those Marine attacks, of course. And Banelings don't really care too much about upgrades. Lings here, going to shut this down. Creep is starting to spread out. 65 drones. TLO finally finding himself at a bit of a bigger economy. And those Marines get a stim on forward, getting a few of these drones. Ooh, Spore Crawler does get 1 or 2 hits. That does stop the rotate into the main. I love that Spore Crawler placement. Just makes it harder. If DEMUSLIM wants to go into the main, he's got to go to the right a bit. Just takes a few more actions, a bit more time. And DEMUSLIM here, he's just trying to do Marine pressure, building tanks and Marines. So, funnily enough, TLO worked with Alpha Star. For those of you who don't know, he worked with the Deep Mine team, helped them develop Alpha Star when things weren't going right. He was like, okay, well, you're probably going to need to incentivize it this way to get it to do this, because otherwise it's just not going to figure it out, like not with the way StarCraft works and all this. Really smart guy, figured that out. Funnily enough, DEMUSLIM is literally playing the Alpha Star build. It's where you just do some Marine drops, and other than that, you just sit at home with tanks, and you just keep expanding with Bio Tank and keep dropping. The problem with this style, if he doesn't kind of take it somewhere else eventually, the problem we saw with Alpha Star, is if the opponent had a brain, they were able to defend the drops by splitting their army into more than one group. And then what they were able to do was make something like Broodlords and a move. And Alpha Star lost every time if the Zerg was flexible enough. Basically, Alpha Star looked for a one-size-fits-all solution, and it figured, hey, this works really well. I just keep doing marine drops in multiple areas, and I keep expanding and leaving tanks and marines sieged at home. And most Zergs would just be like, stop dropping me, and they'd smash their army into mass siege tank and die. And you'd be like, okay, that was not good. It was really fucking bad, man. Alpha Star did like, it was like, okay, cool. It found some decent kind of almost like just simple solutions that could work a lot of the time, but they weren't particularly consistent if the player actually played strategy and knew how to react to things and scout and adapt and all the rest of it. So some blaring weaknesses. Now, I love all this burrow play from TLO. Look at this. He's got little pervertlings. These are what I call upskirt Zerglings. They're the creepiest, most fudged up Zerglings. Terran players hate them because they're dirty, constantly trying to pick up the power armor, and that tells you when they're going to walk over the burrowed banelings. So we've got 2 sets of burrowed banelings in the middle of the map. Creep will get there eventually, which will instigate a scan most likely. Ultras are on the way, but TLO now has gone up to 80 drones, but I feel like I was hoping for him to rush Ultras out, like 6 Ultras with 2-2, and do a big all-in attack. But I think because DeMuslim's so turtled up, he's not feeling confident with it, and instead he's decided to drone up and play a longer game. But I think this plays to DeMuslim's strength, because this base is not really defended. That's nothing. This third, that's hard to engage, right? You got tanks on the high ground. These tanks could siege up here. You got tanks spread behind a depot forest. Like, it's hard to break all of this, but I think this base is where TLO could have found an opening and used his advantage. Now, he's going to the next step, spine, spores, you know, hive, 3-3, anabolic synthesis. He's getting the upgrades. The problem is, I think DeMuslim building 3 ghost academies to wall off that path, making himself just ultra-proof. I think he really understands what the threat of mass Ultra Ling Bane is, and that is getting swarmed. Oh my god, a giant Ling Bane Ultra coming in. Banelings on the left, not going to find anything though. They do get cleaned up over there. Oh, and the Marines pull back there. It looks like actually the mineral line did get found. 2 of those Banelings somehow made it through. Some of the depots go down, but I mean, not too bad overall. I think he got maybe 10 SCVs on this base, killed a bunker, killed some of the depots. But of course, DeMuslim just going to rebuild that. He's got those tanks on the high ground, providing very good cover. And 1 Ultralist, 23 Banes, and a bunch of Zerglings went down in that fight. TLO is adding range upgrades and a single Infestor. Infestors are amazing, especially if you've already got Burrow. Catching Marines with Fungal would be great. But DeMuslim just pulling into his turtle shell. He's setting up his pike formation. He says, impale yourself on me, you dickhead. I get you faster than me, but that is okay. Now, this base is still very vulnerable. I'd love to see TLO just kill these command centers. Breaking the rocks down does seem attractive, but that tank, man. Such a 42 kill siege tank. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, this is really awkward for TLO. Finally, he's going to take those rocks down and potentially open up this angle. He's still on mass Ultraling Bane right now. I do think he could do it, but he's got to come with everything from this angle and this angle. I think if he just goes through the middle and focuses on annihilating the right side, don't go too far into the left, but go into the natural, that's the area. The problem for TLO is he doesn't see that. He doesn't know what's going on. He's got a few burrowed pervertlings just being dirty friggin' freaks. Oh yeah, just hiding here, having a look. But like, other than that shit, he's not got that much vision. Inside the base. So where is the weak point? Where is the strong point? He doesn't know. He doesn't really have a way of finding out. So he's just skirmishing on the edges here. He's got an Infestor. He's adding Pathogen Glands, adding a Spire. But DeMuslim here is like, I'm going to play Turtle Ghost. And oh, nice links around. Plus Fungal gets a few of those Marauders, but don't think these are good trades. You can see it in the units lost. DeMuslim just only sending small squads out, playing very wisely. And guys, this is reminiscent of what, 2018, 2019? What was the year where we saw mass nukes? I think it was 2019. Just nukes every game. I think it's one of the greatest way to play late game, especially on a contained map like Oxide, where it doesn't expand outwards too much. You know, you can set up these incredibly powerful defensive positions, and as long as you don't let the Zerg mine out your 2 side bases, you'll eventually be able to move out to them. And you can just mass snipe, you could start mass nuking to harass. Uh-oh, these tanks are a bit out in the open, but oh, he's staggered so far back. There's no Fungal left. Look at that bio count. Yes, a few tanks go down, but oh, Mr. Infestor gets sniped on the way out. These Ultras, they do kill a command center, but they got to be careful. Not too much snipe energy left out there, though. And keep an eye on that units lost tab, because these trades are very expensive for TLO. And we've seen people gas out on this map. And I don't mean run out of gas, I mean run out of resources in general. Because you've only got so many bases. Playing an inefficient, swarmy style as a Zerg, it will only work for so long before your bases mine out. It does get a decent Fungal, but as always, those snipes there to answer. It's those snipes on the way out that do so much damage to these Ultras. The Ling Bane gets just smashed through. Greatest Spire is on the way now. He's thinking about transitioning his TLO, but how do you break through here? It's a hard ask. Definitely, you know, some people are like, build swarm hosts. So supply inefficient, though. When they've got Marines and Ghosts in decent numbers with 3-3, it's very hard to get Locusts to even achieve anything. Nuke tries to go down, but it does get sniped. We're going to start to see that Nuke harass. Ooh, this Siege tank's here, man. Look at that. That Ultra just gets popped by those snipes. Holy shit. TLO, he's bleeding in a little bit. I mean, if he's going to do this, like I said, it's got to be, you can't small skirmish like this. It just gets worse and worse. You need to do like double Nidus in the back or mass overlord drop and swarm the front all at once. You can't dilly-dally. You've got to just look for the overwhelm. But as it is, he's now swapping into lurkers and broodlords, range upgrades, hydra upgrades. He's thinking about doing that next step. DEMUSLIM, though, continuing to just work forward. And I like this because this is, he's saying, if I can take control of this area, it gives me a lot more of the map. If I get this high ground, that's really going to help me out as a player. Ooh, snipes the Overseer, clears some creep tumors out to the left. Just pushing back TLO's map control little by little. If he can get control of this area, then he can start expanding down to the corners a little bit. Infestors are on the way. Some of the Lings will come over and clean up those Marines, or at least a few of them. So it's not going to be free. It does cost DEMUSLIM a little bit of minerals each time he does this, but there's no giant bank for TLO, and that's an issue. As I said earlier, I think TLO was ahead, but I think he missed out on his opportunity to pounce on top of his opponent. And I think DEMUSLIM might be starting to win this game. And the units lost he is. Overall, bank is still looking great for TLO. He's still got a giant army, and it's still fragile for the Terran player. But as he starts to push back TLO with nukes, if he can slide some ghosts past and start nuking bases, that would be awesome for DEMUSLIM. And I gotta say here, as a representative for the Great Roach, TLO, clearly Roaches is the answer to Marine Tank Ghost. Late game Ravager swap. Come on, show us what you got. Yeah, it would literally be the worst thing in the world right now. Swarm host would be pretty shit as well. I think Broodlords is the best against this. When your opponent's heavy on tanks, 15 tanks, 18 ghosts, good Infestor micro plus Broodlords. Plus Broodlords. Holy shit, I can't speak English. I just said plus Broodlords. Ugh. Word salad is my specialty, for those who don't know. If you're new to the channel, thanks for enjoying it. We're having a good time. So, Solar showed us some of the best Broodlord Infestor play that we've seen recently to counter this sort of stuff. If there's no Vikings out, it's very hard to dance with the Broodlord Infestor. It's all about the Ghosts, and Ghosts just aren't reliable. Because if they take damage, their snipe gets interrupted, and that's a huge problem. They're an army of identical clone Ghosts here, as you can see. They run very funny. Uh-oh, big attack, big attack. Mass Zergling comes in. Really good versus siege tanks, but there's too much Marine Ghost. The Marine Ghost just annihilates those Zerglings. A clever idea from TLO. If your opponent's on like pure tank Ghost, yes. But I think there's still, I mean, there's only 16 Marines left, but you've got to find where the Ghosts aren't. So if the Ghosts were all on the right side of the map still, that would have been a great move from TLO. But as it was, it did not really work out. And it's all got to be about catching those Ghosts with Fungal, using Broodlords with their superior range to pick away, break the tanks, break the turrets. And if you can push DEMUSLIM back from this middle position, that's going to be important. Because if you can get creep up here, then you can branch left, branch south, or branch right. That's why we swap between right, left, and cardinal directions with my descriptions, just to keep things confusing. But you can go in multiple angles from there with your Broodlords, and you can kind of try and open up the weak points. Oh, that's a very cute play. 3 Lurkers run forward, Overseer perverting from the eyeball mode. His eyeball sticks out the top of his head. Ghost's going to come forward, though. You got to watch out for those Ghosts. Ooh, this base does get lifted. Good denial by TLO, but it's not free. Those Ghosts coming forward and punishing with the snipes. No tanks over here, though. Maybe going to need some libs or something like that over here. Air upgrades are now on the way for DEMUSLIM with his 1-1 finishing up. The Ultralink Bane's going to try to come through. I'd love to see these SCVs run away. Oh my god, there are tanks back there, though. The further you chase in as TLO, the scarier it becomes. He gets a Fungal. Gets 5 of the Ghosts. 3, 4 of them go down. Make that 5, but his EMPs do go down. And a whole bunch of Ultras pay the price for that. I mean, it seems good. It's not. The Units Lost tab tells the story, guys. TLO right now, if you give him more map to expand, more space to kind of run around and move in open areas, it's good. This style, the way TLO is playing this, though, this is not going to work on Oxide. Oxide is, like, just too good against this style of play, and DEMUSLIM even saves the Ghost there. He's just getting insane. 168 Terran units for 625 Zerg units so far. 12,000 resources more efficient is DEMUSLIM. And what are we building? Lurker, Ultraling, Bane. It's an odd composition. I think without Broodlords, you cannot deal with Ghost Tank. A few Libs coming out, as well as a few Vikings. I'd love to see DEMUSLIM continue those air upgrades as TLO trying to secure a base on the left. He's going to come in with Lings one more time. Definitely could get in on these tanks. Got to split them up, though. Gets 1 tank, 2 tanks. Will he get 3? Yes. Can he get 4? Absolutely. 4 siege tanks and tearing down some buildings. You see, that's a very cost-efficient maneuver. 20, 30 Zerglings run in and do big, big damage. That tank on the high ground will clean it up eventually, but is even splash damaging his own buildings, so quite a fair bit of damage goes down on the buildings, and a good trade by TLO using some of those minerals very, very well. Now, Fusion Core goes down, 2-2 air upgrades. We're seeing reactors, so it's going to be Liberators. It's not going to be battle cruisers. Don't get your hopes up. Still has 8 medevacs here for the 16 ghosts. Is not really using nukes that much, funnily enough. I would have liked to see more nuke harass, but I think TLO's just been so active on the map, he doesn't need to. Changelings coming forward. Are we going to see Nidus worms? Ooh, there's a double Nidus. Double Nidus is up, but I think it's a bit obvious the way he sends these Overseers forward. Ultras do trap these Marines, though. That's pretty nice. And right now, we do have 9 Lurkers. They're probably inside the Nidus worms right now. Where are those Nidus worms? Yes, they are. Double Nidus in the back door. Surprise backdoor maneuvers. Uh-oh. Benny does get a snipe down on one of these Lurkers out front. Another Lurker goes down. He goes, yeah, picking off Lurkers. And then he hears the screech of Terran Doom. Finally, TLO opens up a new front in the back of the base, and oh no, he's going to have to come back up there. I mean, Ghosts probably can deal with this okay, but he's going to lose at least some production. I guess there's not that many units. It'd be cool if there was an Infestor or two to try to pop out of the Nidus and, like, bam, surprise fungal. You pop it out as the Ghosts come forward. Overseer's going to go down. Oh, without the Overseer, he can just cloak. There's no detection. Oh my god, there's no detection. The Vikings snipe that. Oh no, a disaster for TLO. He loses all those units. Oh, TLO, though, does run in on the bottom right. He's going to take out this base, and he's killing a lot of SCVs. The SCV count for DEMUSLIM not that high. DEMUSLIM is still stuck on his original 4 bases, which means he will be mining out soon. He's out of gases, DEMUSLIM. So TLO, yeah, he's being cost inefficient. Yeah, it's kind of a dirty way of winning. But, I mean, it's how you meant to do it as Zerg. He says, look, as long as I keep you off these bases, I got this game in the bag. Look at my bank. The problem is, TLO, you can't get too cautious now. It's hard to know where the Terran's at. And remember, if one of these orbitals lands, there's so many orbitals, he can just drop 20 mules and mine thousands of minerals in like a minute or 2. So you cannot let him reestablish it. You've got to keep the momentum up. He's going to go try and clear. The middle is TLO. He gets a few of these siege tanks, but all of his Overseers go down, and look at the snipes! Oh my god, the disappearing act. Those Ultras, chunks of meat fly everywhere. Holy shizzle fizz. Oh no, triple fungal goes down, doesn't hit anything. And notice that TLO's been keeping his Infestors a bit clumped, so he's not really been trying to avoid the EMP. He's trying to brute force it a little bit, and it's worked okay so far, but he's got to find more ways in. I think he's got to hit that left side again, because he's getting so focused on this right angle. The more you slow things down, the more DEMUSLIM's going to punish you with snipe. Just watch out for that snipe. Watch out for those siege tanks moving over to this right side of the map. I'd love to see that attack come in on the left again. As I say that, I look at it, I say, don't attack that left side. There's 6 tanks, 2 libs, and 4 ghosts. Don't follow my advice, TLO. Ever. Lurker's getting sniped over there as they pull back. And that's it, man. This efficiency, still 15,000 resources ahead. There's so much money in the bank, but how much money is actually left to mine? Not that much for TLO. And I doubt he ever mines much from this base. As soon as that base goes up, he's got to just take it. I mean, DEMUSLIM is aware of that hatchery. Lings are trying to come in, and they're going to kill, 1 tank, 2 tank. Only 1 siege tank. The other 2 barely surviving there. Not a bad idea, but not finding the money. Marines are going to run up to the left, take out that hatchery right now. Overseers coming in, looking at Nidus Worm down here. I would love to see another Nidus Worm in the back of the base. I think just pop out Zerglings, though. I don't think you need much in that main. Bunch of mobile units, Ultra Zerglings, and then just pop back into the Nidus if the army comes back. But if you can just open up another front, that's where the advantage lies. Now, there's still a ton of Liberator tank here. Corruptors come forward, but it's only 2 Corruptors, and the Marines actually just take care of them. So TLO not able to find the money there. He's only got +1 air armor, no air attack upgrades. So not the best. I mean, it's a giant upgrades tab. I know that's hard to read, but he's only got +1 air armor, no attack upgrades on those Corruptors. So the Broodlord tech switch. Normally when we say that, we say the Broodlord tech switch because when you're tech switching into multiple Broodlords, in this case it is a Broodlord tech switch. A Broodlord. 1 Broodlord. What the fuck? He's got 1 Broodlord. He's got too many different units right now. The problem TLO is going to run into is how do you use all these different units that are used in different ways? Banelings, Lurkers, opposite units. Broodlords, Lurkers, very different units. He's going to try and do some Lurker harass right now, but I think TLO maybe should have simplified things in some regard and just gone for a big round of Broodlord Infestor. I'm not sure. He's going to go through the middle. A big attack, a brave attack. TLO says now or never. Break it. Go in or bust. Let's go. The EMP's landing. He lands a few fungals. His Lurkers are going to take up residence in the middle of the map, but a lot of the ghosts do manage to pull to the right side. Quite a few siege tanks do go down, but this is not a cheap trade. Remember that DEMUSLIM is poor. DEMUSLIM is a poor boy from a poor neighborhood. And as much as he praises the queen, he needs to mine that base out quick fast to replenish. TLO, though, is mostly through his mineral bank. He's trying to remax here. Will he be able to get to it? He's going to have to pull back from this position. Snipes once again punish him. Dude, these ghosts are just taxing him so goddamn hard. And at some point, TLO is going to have to fight the Revolutionary War to get rid of the yoke of this Terran oppressor. Look at this shit. That's not fair. That's not fair. Get your muskets, get your fucking sabers, your muskets, and rise up, TLO, which he's trying to do. But in this scenario, for whatever reason, he's trying to actually invade the homeland as well, which is probably not a good idea. I don't think in the 1700s that would have worked too well for the American freedom fighters. I don't know, man. TLO's going to come forward, Ling, Ultra, Hydra, Lurker. If he can get rid of those tanks, it would be big. Those ghosts. They're going to slip out. Those ghosts are going to get out of detection range. They're getting out of detection range. They clear the Lings so well. They're sniping the Ultras. Most of the ghosts do get to the right side. Can they deal with this? I don't know, dude. The Lurker goes down. The Ultras are cracking through. DEMUSLIM hanging on for dear life right now. Lings, Hydras, Lurkers on the way. More ghosts trying to be rebuilt, but DEMUSLIM, he's got so little. He doesn't even have planetary. I think it's time to go. TLO, there's no energy. TLO can A-move that. If TLO kills that base right now, he's good, but look at this. The reinforcers coming. DEMUSLIM desperately trying to hang on. DEMUSLIM does not have the numbers to hold that base. He has no snipes across that army. Almost none. The Hydras, the Lings, the Ultras are going to chase it. He's got to pick up and leave, and that means that base, those SCVs, he actually saves. He saves a bunch of the SCVs. He just saved 16 SCVs there, which is very important because he's only got 35 right now. He will lose that command center, but wisely, DEMUSLIM takes an expansion on the other side. He says, okay, these guys aren't as good for us to pillage and take advantage of. That's fine. There's other colonies we can take. Starts another colony over here in New South Wales. This is Australia right here. This is Australia. He's going to send prisoners over there to mine resources and shit. Jesus Christ. TLO's going to try to come in. Ultras, Hydras, Lings coming forward, but there's a lot of units there. If these ghosts can snipe the Ultras, they will massacre the Hydra Ling. But, one Ultra finally goes down. Okay, Lurkers do kind of get forward. That one chat of a Broodlord is still there, just chucking her babies into battle like a psychopath. She says, where's me baby bonus, dickhead? She keeps literally spinning her babies up and throwing them like the fucking cat lady out of The Simpsons. Absolute mad lad. Does get sniped there for punishment. Oh man, that tank on the left. You got to kill that tank, TLO. It's been shelling on you the whole time. It just killed an Ultra from full hit points. Another Liberator does come forward in siege, but look at how much damage is being done. There's a bit of a Lurker contain. Liberators are coming out to slowly break it. Hydras are trying to break, but look at that. 3 tanks, that 3 tank battery. Too much for those Hydras. At the same time, Liberator plus Scan starting to clear these Lurkers up. Oh no, TLO wasn't watching, but look at that. The Hydras and the Lings, will they be enough to clean this up? Oh my god, he's going to get all the tanks. DEMUSLIM's not going to be able to hang on. TLO's retaking the bottom right side as well. TLO's almost out of mining, but so is DEMUSLIM right now. DEMUSLIM, this army needs to win the game. He's going to come up and retake this base, though, and that's a lot of ghosts. Oh, no. TLO's got bank, but he's making Zerglings right now. Infestor's finally building. Dude, Infestor's annihilates this army. If he can get a few fungals on this and just close the distance, Hydraling Bane, anything like that, he will win. But look at his mining. He's got 3 mineral patches there, 2 mineral patches there. They're all almost out. Meanwhile, DEMUSLIM has an SCV mining. Oh, a single burrowed Zergling says, get wrecked. Oh my god, looking right up the nethers of that orbital command center and says, get fucked. Does have to drop a scan to get that up. The Ling's trying to do a run by. He's trying to stay mobile, but TLO cannot afford to throw any units away. He's making more Lurkers, more Lings, more Hydras, more Infestors. Right now, DEMUSLIM, he's like, this is me squad of goddamn assassins. Let's click on a few ghosts. 11 kills, 3 kills, 5 kills, 14 kills, 15 kills, 14 kills, 3 kills, 0 kills. There's a mix of experience, but a few absolute veterans. Remember, some of those kills are Ultra snipes as well. Quite a lot of Ultra and Lurker snipes. They're not cheap units. Oh, going for the Lings round, but there's no Banelings. The Lurker's not able to get in range. Snipes the Overseers. 2 of those go down. A great attempt by TLO, but isn't quite able to wrap the arm behind the back of those ghosts and hold them in position. A defensive nuke does go out. Snipe on the Infestor. Does get taken down. This base is going to fall. That one tank that's been on the high ground since the start of this game gets up to 32 kills. Lings will take out that left base. These guys need to pull back. That tank is an absolute chad. 34 kills now but Lings find the expansion on the left. The Ghosts are going to have to come back and get their revenge because this base is toast. It's gone. The Vikings even taking damage to the Hydras. DEMUSLIM quickly gets those Vikings to the dead space for safety. The Ghosts, though, he's looking at, he's saying, you can't leave. DEMUSLIM wants to catch him on the way out. DEMUSLIM says, look, okay, I'm pretty broke. I can float an orbital over and drop some more mules, but I'm pretty broke. I'm probably dead. The supply does not tell you the right story. 80 drones that are doing almost nothing. TLO is mining this base with 40 workers, which is huge, but TLO does not have the units. Oh, he catches him. He catches him on the way out. Oh my God, he waits. He waits. Oh my God, TLO gets in the getaway car, is driving away. They're high-fiving each other. DEMUSLIM sits up in the back seat and fucking starts machete hacking both of them from the back seat of the car. Jesus Christ. That was fudged up. TLO thought he'd got away with the bank heist there. Literally got away with the bags of money and a mad security guard in the back seat. Oh my God, psychopath. I mean, I think that's why you don't like rob from the from the gangsters, right? That's like that guy who's like, you know who you're robbing from at the start of Dark Knight. That's what the guy was talking about. There's gonna be a dude who's so loyal he will sacrifice himself just to be waiting in the getaway car and hack you to pieces. DEMUSLIM's still pretty boned though right now. One good fungal, one jump on that, and he's dead. What do we got? 3 lurkers, 13 hydras, 6 slings. Oh, the scan! The scan! He realizes. He's like, wait a second. Oh, look at that! And a ghost and a liberator. Gonna take care of this. Oh, that's very important. TLO needs those minerals right now, dude. I mean, he doesn't care about losing the drones. It's the mining time, right? Citizen's arrest. That is a +3 armor ghost. She is only taking 2 damage a hit from those drones, and she's literally able to blast her way out of the surround with her canister rifle. Meanwhile, TLO says, fuck that. I'm going to do the equivalent of dropping mules on the enemy's base to steal their minerals. I am going to run in and start mining your base. These drones over here, though, oh man, they're getting slaughtered. This liberator with range. Oh, the spawn needs to shuffle over. One more hex and it's able to get in range. Ling Hydra Lurker comes in from the left. Neuroparasite EMP! Neuroparasite EMP! He just stole a ghost and made it EMP all the other ghosts. TLO, with his giant brain, shoves a tentacle into one of the ghosts and literally coerces it into fighting for the swarm. What an absolute Chad. Is he going too deep, though? A few snipes land on the overseers. He's lost his detection. He's got to pull back. He's got no detection except fungal. Does get another command center. Oh no, he didn't move the spores over. He was distracted on the left. Because of that, he's lost half the mining on that side. And look at that, these ghosts once again don't want to let him leave. He's got to land the fungal, and with EMP being a threat, he's got to spread out. Remember, enhanced shockwaves did get made. EMP has the radius of a sun. Oh, a fungal. He lands one. He lands another fungal. I think he might have this. He lands one, but he gets EMP'd. Oh, and all of his units just get one shot. Ling Hydra just does not do good versus ghosts. These is 12-3-3 ghosts. We think of them as just spellcasters, but they do 26 damage a shot, and they shoot pretty quick as well. They've got medevacs. Each one has their own personal medevac team, and once again, the efficiency of those ghosts is just out of this world. These spores, that can shuffle there. Finally, he realizes he can get rid of that, at least for now. Force it to reposition. And the problem is he's not mining. He's got a lot of drones long distance mining over here. He needs to move another 10 drones down here, at least, to take advantage of that. But get some mining out here, some minerals. What's he going to build, though? Infestors and Hydras. I mean, I think Infestor Hydra can do it. I do. I just... I don't know, man. It's so fragile, right? There's queens here now. TLO needs to land really sick fungals. With so many ghosts, the fungal doesn't really do lasting damage to the ghost. You need to be able to capitalize on it in one big attack, one fell swoop. And I mean, this squad of ghosts, one of them is on 24 kills. 70. There's a 37 kill ghost. Oh my god, 2 queens come out. They just get one shot by the snipe. What is the unit at? 12 ghosts, 7 medevacs, a Viking, a liberated, 2 SCVs. But DEMUSLIM can drop mules, remember. Oh my god, the lurkers are coming forward. The lurkers. Oh, queens. Nice snipes. Okay, 1 queen survives deep in the red. Got to respread some creep over here to try and get some control over this area. But TLO's bleeding out a few too many workers at this point. What the hell just happened? Internet, no! Hopefully the stream didn't cut out. Oh, he did it again! He did another neuroparasite. He stole 2 of the ghosts, but he does get a lot of them EMP'd. He's going to try and jump on top. He says, you don't have much snipe now. Get wrecked. But is he quick enough to burrow? Is he quick enough? No. Oh, the lurker spine's out enough. He lands the fungal, but the fungal's just a little bit too late to the party. Oh, no. He tries to do another neuroparasite, but it's not enough. Oh, my God. This set of ghosts, that was just unkillable. With the medevacs from the start of this game healing them as well. That Liberator has 27 kills. These ghosts, let's go through one by one. And let's just pay homage to this squad of ghosts. 40 kills, 38 kills, 11 kills, 8 kills, 27 kills, 14 kills, 20 kills, 18 kills, 17 kills, 9 kills, and 25 kills. Holy shit. I did that low economy scenario. I mean, this squad of ghosts, absolutely insane. 30,000 resources, more efficient than TLO. Holy shit. 904 Zerglings died, 20 Ultras, so many units. This was just absolute madness. Thank you so much to Muslim and TLO. That was freaking beautiful. GG, well played. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next one.